Tonight's episode of the Sunday Night Talk is here. It is up. It is ready. And Omar Carmona officially talks me off the NFL ledge. Sunday night, I took the big loss. The Raiders lost. They lost big. They lost embarrassingly. I feel Derek Carr gave up on the team. Most importantly, I think he gave up on me. That's at the top of the show. Then the categories. And then probably the most interesting challenge yet in the game. So, look forward to that. On the show, Omar Carmona, of course, is ready to go with a legal ramifications that takes a turn to the personal. We get a brief history of some of his favorite cases in the show as well. So, a lot going on today. Not a great Sunday night for me. As you'll hear, I was about 3 Coors Lights in during the recording of this episode. Derek Carr, how could you do this to me? What did I do to you? Was it all the jokes I made about your long black hair? Because I said them in love. I wasn't upset about your hair. I liked your hair. We were winning. That all came to a crashing end today with the Raiders' devastating loss to the Kansas City Chiefs at home Sunday night. Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth are officially off my Christmas card list. Ugh. Don't forget, everybody, if you're new in my YouTube channel, check out my other videos on there. Running It Back, my interview show is up. I had a Halloween episode on there a few weeks ago. And also, I interview other people from my life, so it's really cool. There are people on there you would not expect. And I'm adding to it all the time, so go check it out. Right now, the Sunday Night Talk for Week 10, me and Omar Carmona, happens right now. Check it out. All right, it is Sunday night. The Sunday Night Talk is happening. Omar Carmona joining me. It's 8:12 on the West Coast. The Sunday night game has 4 minutes, 46 seconds to go. However, I believe the game ended about 2 minutes into the second half.
Yep.
I think, Omar, I'm going to need you to talk me off a ledge this week. This was a poor performance. This is coming home to your parents with all D's and an F on your report card.
You know, it was really bad. And, you know, with all the turmoil that's going on in Las Vegas, at least they were playing good football. You know what I mean? Like it just seemed like playing well was what was keeping them alive. And that didn't happen tonight.
I had so many thoughts and hopes for this game going into it. I text you early. I'm not watching any games today except for Sunday night. This is the only thing I care about. This is the only thing so I'm thinking, all right, whoever wins this game is going to the Super Bowl. This is AFC West on the line. This is showcase game. This is mano-a-mano, helmet to helmet. And whoever wins this is turning their season around. And KC could not have come out and looked better. Las Vegas could not have come out and looked absolutely worse. So here's what they're playing for. AFC on the line. Pride. Kansas City has been told all season so far that they don't have it. They've lost a step. They're slow.
Right, not the same team.
What's wrong with Mahomes? So they're playing for pride. Las Vegas lost their coach. Receiver ran over somebody. Another receiver has making Instagram videos with shotguns. So we're playing for pride as well. I should have known something was not right when Vegas attempted a 4th down play where Mariota was under center and Carr was lined up as a receiver, and they get an illegal procedure penalty. They don't even run the.
Yeah, that was like almost too good to be true.
I should have known something was not right. Vegas just scored a garbage time touchdown. Oh wait, but in the spirit of the game, there's a penalty. It got called back.
There you go.
Great. So here's where I started early in the game. I was psyched because our punter caused a fumble early in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that, where the punter has to make a tackle on the guy and he causes a fumble from his hit. I'm like, the chips are falling our way today. This might This might be pretty good.
Yeah, that's highlight reel stuff right there.
I was thinking pretty positive. And then that's the end of my positive notes. Then I have Max Crosby goes on a penalty fest. He gets a personal foul. I think he gets 2 encroachment penalties after that. And then I wrote after that, Vegas gets the ball back on offense, and Derek Carr effectively gives up. He throws this just Hail Mary, nothing pass that gets intercepted. Total give up. The guy is our leader, and he's just throwing it up for grabs, and the game wasn't totally out of reach yet. So Carr effectively gives up on the team. That so far has been the biggest dagger in my heart, is that our guy has given up. And then at one point, I said to the TV, "Shut up, Al Michaels." I told Al Michaels to shut up.
Tonight was one of those nights where Collinsworth and Al Michaels seemed to know a little too much, right?
I'm glad it wasn't just me, because I am in a bad headspace. I'm drinking Coors Light, and Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth are thinking of every stupid Vegas casino reference to throw in, every pun. Right. And I'm telling Al Michaels to shut up. I'm mad at Al Michaels and the TV. And then to add the ultimate insult, Casey runs a fake punt on 4th down and gets it. And Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth could not say the word genius special teams play quick enough. So,
or what about Mahomes sends a running back on a flat out wheel route? You know what I mean? And it's like all of a sudden that running back turns into Randy Moss.
Thank you for driving the knife deeper into my sad heart. The play before, Mahomes throws the ball up, and our DB Abrams can't bring it in for the interception.
Right.
The very next play, he throws the ball up again, touchdown. It was like it's like when the good-looking dude falls ass backwards into tons of pussy, and the dorky guy cannot get a single phone call returned. I'm in a bad place, dude. I am not happy. I feel this is a reflection on my own life. I feel like I'm never going to accomplish anything, and I've banked on the wrong team for close to 35 years.
Yeah. It's tough,
what is wrong with me? What is happening?
Hey, look, at the end of the day, Kansas City is right on thought they were going to be. Maybe not with this record, but at the end of the night, tonight, it's week 10, Sunday night, and the Kansas City Chiefs are in first place in their division. So, and it just seems like another brilliant start going down the tubes for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Fortunately for the Raiders, in previous years, Kansas City's already had this division wrapped up by this week. You know what I mean? So at least the Raiders and Chargers can say, hey, we're there. Okay, so, there's still a lot of football to be played.
Yeah, that's true. Welcome to the second half of the season. The season isn't over. For me, I think it is over. I don't see the Raiders riding the ship, but the season is really just starting the second half of it. So all our predictions can really have been thrown out the window from week 3.
Well, it's funny you talked about seasons being over, because we've got some teams we can talk about tonight that the season's over. Okay,
That's true.
And I gotta start in Cleveland. It's over. Okay, yeah. It's a nightmare of a season.
Well, before we move from the Sunday night game, so we can never speak of it again, can I put the nail in the Raiders' coffin for this season? Am I right to give up on them?
Do it officially, yeah.
Can I write them off, or you think there's any chance that I'm going to get happy again about this team?
You maybe. I mean, it's so hard to say. I mean, I know you're upset now, and this was a very lackluster performance. But look, the way I look at it, the Ravens have Bengals next week at home. Okay,
I don't feel good about it.
It's going to be a tough game. They go at Dallas.
I don't feel good about it. Thanksgiving game, of course. This could ruin my Thanksgiving.
Game. Yep. They got Washington at home.
I don't feel good about it.
And a team that just beat Tom. And then at Chiefs. So
I don't feel good about that either.
I mean, it's going to be a tough close to the year.
I also thought going into the Sunday night game, I'm like, how great is it Sunday night and the Raiders are in their home black? Like, I was in a good mood. I baked. I got groceries. I'm ready for the Sunday night game. And then it's like the Raiders saw me get my hopes up and then they totally left me at the high school prom with no date.
Yeah, not good.
I'm taking it personally. Let's move on from this. Here's my headlines going into this week. Rodgers is back. Wilson is back. And my last note was I wasn't watching any game but Sunday night. So I didn't watch a lot of games, as I said, because I wanted to watch this. But I'm catching the Rodgers versus Wilson Seattle Green Bay game. Fun game. Turns out the score was not good at all. And they always say let Russell cook. I think they forgot to preheat the oven because he looked super. He was Rusty Russell today.
It was bad. He looked very rusty. So he's gonna get a pass because he has missed time, and I at Green Bay is in very cold weather is probably not where you want to start. But yeah, the Seahawks, another team that played uninspired ball today. They're obviously it seems like now the Legion of Boom that those vaunted defenses that they had, back in the mid 2010s, it just seems like that was an eternity ago. These guys can't stop anyone.
Yeah, they looked really, really rusty. They looked like they flew across the country, which they did. And it looked like the Packers are rolling really well. What did you think about the Rodgers return? Not huge numbers, but pretty effective. He picked them apart where he needed to.
Look, they're going to be in it. I mean, they're going to be in the thick of things in the NFC. There's still a lot of good teams there. I don't care how uninspired you look to another uninspired team today, Tampa Bay. A lot of turnovers in Washington, and Washington beat the hell out of them. But I'm still not gonna. You just can't throw the, as you say, bury the nail into Tom Brady at any point in time. As long as he's playing football and he's under center, he's gonna be. They're gonna be a team to be reckoned with. You got the Cowboys putting up huge numbers a week after they threw a stinker out, and when they played Denver.
That's the game I wanted for the Raiders this week, is to come back off the horrible Giants loss and really flex, and yet the Cowboys got that game.
Raiders are up there. I'm sorry, not the Raiders. I said Cowboys. We talked about Tampa Bay. I know I'm missing a few teams. Oh, the Cardinals. I mean, even they lost today, but when you don't have Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, your top two offensive weapons, it's going to be hard.
Couple thoughts on the Carolina-Arizona game. Arizona loses without Kyler, but the big story for me was Cam Newton got signed on Thursday. He's in the game. So here's my question. Is it hard to play quarterback, or is it not hard to play quarterback? I don't know. He gets signed on Thursday. He's right back playing and scoring touchdowns against Arizona, who I think was good. So I don't know. What were your thoughts on Cam coming back to Carolina?
He only played about 6 snaps, I think. So right. It's not like, they put him in a position to get some confidence going. And I appreciate what Carolina did for him to get him out there, and he made the most of it. So it is hard. And to answer your question, yeah, and a lot of it is, hey, he's experienced, so he knew he had to get ready.
Yeah.
And he was ready.
He should just retire tomorrow. Go out on the highest of high notes.
Yeah.
Hey, I came back.
Yeah, you're right. And it may not get better than this,
I finished with the team I started with. I'm retiring. Why not? My must-miss game.
No, I'm with you on that.
My must-miss was Detroit at Pittsburgh today. Ended in a tie from overtime. I'm renaming the worst game of the week the London game. Whatever game's the worst gets the London game.
This is it. This is the London Game Award. But you know what I'm getting sick and tired of? I'm getting sick and tired of professional football players saying, I didn't even know that this game could end in a tie. I mean, yeah. 2 players.
Who started that? That happened a few years ago, and it
happens every year. It happens every year. The most notable, I think, wasn't it Donovan McNabb? It's like, dude, you're the quarterback.
That's who it was. That is who it was. I didn't know games could end. A game you've been playing since you were 6 years old at the highest level. You didn't know it could end. Hey, I didn't know you could go for 2 points. Hey, I didn't know. How do you pronounce it? Onside kick? Bad look.
I thought there was a rule that you couldn't kick a field goal on 3rd down. It's a bad snap.
Jesus, that was definitely the must miss. I'm gonna give a little red flag to Tampa Bay. Washington plays them tough. You know, Miami always stinks, but yet they play New England tough all those years. That might be their Miami Dolphins. Washington and Taylor Heineke always played Tampa Bay tough, and they got the win today. So now I'm thinking, can Washington get on a little bit of a hot streak and make a run at these things?
It's going to be tough. It's definitely not going to be easy for them. But look at the Seahawks and the football team have the exact same record, but it seems like their trajectory right now is it's real weird.
Well, that's what's so weird about the long season is it's like the stock market. You can take a hit in the first 2 quarters, but as long as the third quarter and the fourth quarter you get on the rise, you're right back in this. Those first 2 didn't hurt you as much. And then here's the weird thing too. So we have 17 weeks now in the NFL. We added a game. We took away a bye. So effectively the season is the same length. However, for the football teams, they have to prepare for a whole extra game. So imagine if I told you your spring break is now 2.5 days, and also you're not getting out of school till June 16th.
Yeah.
This was a really raw deal for the players and the teams, don't you think?
Absolutely. Hey,
play more and rest less. So I was thinking about that today. I was like, I would never have been for this.
But they also get paid a lot more.
They get paid. Yes, they do. But I would be of the notion of let's get paid for doing the least amount because there's a big risk involved. You could get injured, all that stuff. So why have an extra game and have less rest? So 17 weeks is starting to wear at me. But hey, we're only halfway through the season, so we have a long way to go. They should have full-on relief pitcher types because the season is so long. Why not have a whole second team to jump in for like 2 games and give everybody that rest? Have them jump in and just like, hey, just keep the ship going.
That's true.
Yeah, like a designated hitter or a relief pitcher. Or be like, hey, Kyler Murray, just take a week off. Just take a break. No need to overextend it. All right, Cleveland and New England. All of a sudden, New England is the belle of the ball. Everybody likes New England. They've got the greatest QB ever. Belichick has now found his new muse. Cleveland stinks. And now New England looks to be a serious threat in the East. Who's going to stop them? Buffalo? But
what Bill Belichick is doing with Mac Jones, it seems like that's a match made in heaven. It's very weird to see this coming of age of Mac Jones. He's playing good football. He's going after linebackers' ankles. He's very tough, man.
I like it. Very good move from Mac Jones. You don't want him to get the fumble. All's fair when the ball's on the ground. Okay, where do you stand in true Kirk Cousins fashion? We can't give up on the Vikings. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings are somehow still in this season, and now they're beating good teams.
And I've been telling you this. They're 4-5, but they could have very well be right now 7-2. You know what I mean? It's been a strange year for them, but I really don't think people are going to want to play them.
Right. They do this every year, though. They look bad, and yet no one wants to play them because they could be the team that they beat. Kirk Cousins.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, I don't trust him. I don't like him. I don't feel he trusts himself, and yet they're going to make the playoffs. They are absolutely going to make the playoffs. They are going to beat someone tough in the playoffs. So in true Kirk Cousins fashion, all of a sudden they're good, which makes me all the more mad that my team is decided to tank. Now, when it's still the division was up for grabs today. Chargers lost, Denver lost, KC would have lost if we beat them. It could have been ours, and instead I'm on my 3rd Coors Light, and I want to give up on football. Can I give up on a year of football? Is that possible? I don't know if I could stay away, but what if I just say, I don't need this. I don't need the aggravation. I'm done with all the text threads. I'm done with looking at my team. I'm done hoping. I'm done looking 3 weeks ahead of the schedule to seeing what the record would be. I hate it. I hate my team. I hate my life right now. Jesus. Did I leave out any
Right.
games?
No. I mean, nothing else. I mean, Thursday night, Dolphins scored a big upset against the Ravens.
Right. The Ravens
But
are very stocks down right now. We could not have been higher on the Ravens last week.
right,
And now
and
after
now we're
Thursday
all
night,
talking about the Titans. You know,
Titans, I forgot about the Titans. You're right. We got to talk Titans. They look sharp. Saints gave them a game. The Titans are most feared team in the NFL, yes or no?
right now, yes,
Over the Chiefs? Who's your top
yeah.
3 teams right now? Titans?
Okay, right now it's the Titans. Then I gotta go with the Packers. Okay, and in the NFL, and then my 3 team. And although they lost, I mean, it's been a weird season for them too. But I think the Buffalo Bills are still have to be in the conversation.
Top 3. Yeah, I'll
But but
go.
but then you got Dallas out there. You know what I mean? The Ravens out there. So
Right. You got to choose 3. I got to go. First, I was going to say Tennessee, KC, because I'm upset. And who was my third? Probably Green Bay. But how much would you kill to see a pay-per-view Dallas against Green Bay Saturday night? What if we just NBC or NFL says, like, let's just see a heavyweight matchup right now? I would like to see that. Green Bay and
I would
Dallas.
love
Let's
it.
go. Right now.
I think they're going to be playing this in January. So I think we'll get it anyway.
Okay. Unless I left out any games. Category number 1. If the season ended today, here are your division leaders. AFC, Buffalo, Baltimore, Tennessee, KC. NFC, Dallas, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Arizona. Do we think all those, or out of the AFC, do we think any of those teams are not, which teams are not making the AFC Championship?
I, the thing is,
2 or 3 of them are not
Kansas City
making.
looked like the old Kansas City. Even though Kansas City looked like the old Kansas City, right? We can't forget how bad they've looked for most of the season. Okay, that team in the AFC Championship game. I don't.
Okay, so you don't like
Um,
KC to be in the AFC Championship. Cross them out.
no, not at all. And then now with the way Tampa played today, I don't know who's going to come out of that division at this point. They all have some huge weaknesses, all of them.
Okay,
So we'll
taking
see.
Tampa Bay out of the NFC Championship. I'm taking
Yeah,
out.
I'll take them out of the championship for now.
I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna take Tampa Bay out of the NFC Championship race. I'm gonna take Baltimore out of my AFC Championship race. I just don't think they can be trusted. If they're not gonna be home for the playoffs, they're beatable. So AFC Championship, I'm gonna go Buffalo, Tennessee. NFC Championship, I'm gonna go. God, this is tough. This is tough because Rodgers is notoriously bad in the playoffs.
Yeah, and
I
how do you
can't.
bet? I mean, how do you bet against the? I mean, I didn't even talk about the Rams. You know what I mean?
Right, the Rams could be in the. Well, they won't be in the lead, but they'll be tied with Arizona if they win tomorrow.
Right.
NFC, let's go. I'm crossing out Green Bay. I'm crossing out Tampa Bay. That leaves Dallas and Arizona. Do I even think Dallas and Arizona are going to be in the NFC Championship? Give me Dallas and somebody from the wild card for the NFC Championship if the season ended today. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Dallas was strong. Let's go the way too early prediction. Here's my way too early prediction. I already tipped it off. Washington and Taylor Heineke will win a playoff game. He's a gamer.
Ooh.
He's a gamer. He loves to play Tom Brady. He's like Reggie Miller going up against the Knicks. He just brings an extra little bit.
Ooh, I like that. That's
Way too early. Washington and Taylor Heineke win a playoff game.
Okay, I'm going to go with way too early. The San Francisco 49ers are going to make a run at the number one pick this year.
Oh. I was about to call you such a homer, but you went the opposite with it.
Yeah,
Way too early. San Francisco makes a run at the number one pick. Do they move on from Garoppolo? Is he done after
he's done.
this?
He's
You
done.
think they part ways with him?
They 49ers have to decide one thing. It's him or me.
You personally, Omar
Me
Carmona?
personally.
I didn't even think to make my Raiders distraughtness today personal. Like, Raiders, you can't keep doing this to me. You can't keep ruining my Sunday night and then thus ruining my Monday morning. So you heard it, 49ers. It's either Garoppolo or Omar Carmona.
Yep. You choose.
The ball is in their court.
Ball's in
How
their
could,
court.
how could they win you back? Would it be with a draft pick? Would it be saving the season? How do you think they could get you back?
I need a phone call.
So the 49ers front office calls you up and they say, "Hey, we want to take you to a game, or we want you to give you a tour of our facility to take
And
me
I say,
through."
and I'm going to say, is Jimmy going to be there?
And they say, "Yeah, he can be there if you want him to be there.
I
He
pass.
can give." You pass. Like that was a trick question. You're like, let
Yeah.
me see how you react to this question.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to devise my own similar phone call. If I were to have one phone call with Mark Davis and the Las Vegas Raiders, how would that conversation be? It'd be a lot of venting. There'd be a lot of like historical talk from me about
Right.
games I've cried at, games I've watched by myself, text threads where I got way too upset with
He'd
people.
be talking about the good old days with his old man.
Yeah, we'd have a heart to heart, me and Mark Davis. I would offer up my play suggestions. I would offer up my uniform suggestions, everything. Hey,
Little candy leg ride action.
yeah, right, exactly. Hey, what about this? Because it's still salute to service week, or maybe it's a whole month. Last week, I thought Dallas did this was kind of cool. They modified their helmet and did a red, white, and blue stripe on the helmet for salute to service. How come
did.
every team doesn't do a little something on their helmet, like
That's pretty neat.
like a little stars and stripes on the emblem or the face mask? Like the NFL obviously has no problem with having 18 different uniform changes. Why not something on everybody's helmet? That seemed like a missed opportunity.
Maybe that's for another show, but
What are you talking
could be-
about? This is all I have.
some players would be like, I'm covering up my stripe.
Ooh, yes. Right. Like say Carolina or something changes their helmet or their panther to like a stars and stripes panther, but someone in protest takes a piece of black electrical tape and puts it across the flag. Ooh, drama. Yeah, we'd have something. I think they should consider something for salute to service. I thought it would be cool. Something subtle. All right, make me angry. Argument of the week. Here's my argument for you. The 49ers go into rebuild mode. So they tank the season, they get a draft pick, but that's not what's going to make you angry. What's going to make you angry is for next year, 2022, they change their uniform, thus leaving behind the iconic gold and scarlet red that we know the 49ers to be. I think that would make you very angry if the 49ers
Make me angry.
change it.
That'd make me angry. I actually,
know it
there
would.
was a time, in the late '90s where they kind of switched their color scheme was a little different. The gold was a
Right.
little different. It was still like the same logo, but it was definitely a different look. Even their
Yeah.
numbers, I do like that.
I remember
that
it's like they kind of
for-
like hyperized their current uniform.
Yes,
Like they had a
yes.
I didn't fully
And-
like it. It was cool, but I liked the original.
Yeah, I did appreciate that sometime, maybe 2012, maybe 11, 12, they kind of went back to what they have now, and it mostly reminds me of those glory. So I want to keep the uniform, and on this note, how badass does Denver's uniform look when it's the orange with that dark blue helmet?
Oh, what they wore
I
today,
love
the
that.
orange on orange?
I love that uniform.
You liked it, huh?
I love it.
Well, you know what? Orange is a very underrated color, if you think about it. Orange and black always go well together. It looks cool, it looks tough. That's why I've always thought the Cincinnati Bengals had an underrated uniform. Our hometown college of UTEP does great uniforms with the orange, which makes me sad that they always stink because they could get more good eyesight time because their uniforms are so cool. So
Right.
you like the orange. You like the old Orange Crush of Denver?
I think they should bring him back.
I think they should bring it back. Forget like making a new orange uniform. You already have a cool orange uniform. Go with that. Yeah. So you like the orange on orange pants that they went with today.
Yes.
All right. I'm with you on that. I'm usually not for the uniform change, but I'll go with that. I also like that the 49ers changed their uniforms and then they were like, yeah, fuck it. We're going back.
Yeah.
Why not? Who's to say no? You can always go back. All right. Go ahead. Make me angry.
Do I have to? Yeah.
Yeah.
That Sunday night game was pretty bad. I mean, make you angry.
I think
They're not
Sunday
gonna
Night
make-
Football made me angry.
They're not going to make. Let me make you angry. The Raiders won't make any adjustments before next weekend.
I'm angry. You made
I would be too.
like I'm mad at everybody on the sideline in that game. Like our blue chipper, Darren Waller, which everybody loves. Is it me or does he seem like he's not into football that much?
Right.
It doesn't seem like he's not doesn't have Kelsey attitude. He's not like give me the ball. He's not shrugging off blocks. It seems like these dudes just so naturally gifted
Damn.
that he gets good stats. Yet I don't think he would fight for the extra 3 yards on a first down. I don't think he would put that pulverizing block in. It seems like he's like, yeah, I'm good at football. Now what else can I do after the game? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm upset, so don't take my judgment as completely objective.
No, I'm with you on that.
Well, you effectively made me more angry. You made me think about this game more.
Yeah.
What else can I get mad at from the Raiders? And then I do this one. My anger goes beyond the game and now goes to the city of Las Vegas. I'm getting mad at the city itself. I'm looking at the lights. I'm like, could there be anything more ugly American than Las Vegas? Like, say you were, what if you were a correctional guard at Guantanamo Bay, and the prisoners have the right to pray towards Mecca, and you're like, all right, hey, let's fuck with the prisoners. You know how they got to face east? What if you're like, all right, hey, which way's Vegas? Hey, face that way. That's east, but you face them towards Vegas. So I'm mad at Vegas now because the Raiders upset me. And I was upset about everything on the strip and everything in general. Okay, before we go to franchise 1-year deal practice squad, I had a quarterback thought. I'm watching the Packers game. Aaron Rodgers has the long hair sticking out of the back of his helmet. And I'm thinking, there have been a large number of great quarterbacks that have had the hair sticking out of the back of their helmet. I've always thought that's cool. You need just a little bit to come out of the back of the helmet. So I'm going to give you a list of quarterbacks that have had great helmet hair coming out of the back of their helmet. Aaron Rodgers today, Tom Brady from 4 or 5 years ago.
He did.
Joe Montana had the little blonde locks sticking out of the back of the helmet for a time.
He did.
Dan Marino had the Jerry Curl 80s curls sticking out of the back of his helmet. Troy Aikman had the little ducktail curls sticking out of the back of his helmet. Ken Stabler had the 70s hair. Boomer Esiason had the white blonde feather hair coming out of the back of his helmet. And then finally, notable exceptions. Drew Brees never had anything beyond a number 3 cut. Peyton Manning, although maybe something in college, he had something, but typically short hair. And John Elway also had high and tight. Although I'm remembering a little bit of hair sticking out of the back of the helmet for John Elway.
I will give you one. Don Majowski from Green Bay had the full-on mullet come out of his hair. His helmet.
Yes. Let's not forget Jeff George as well had good mullet hair. Neither were Hall of Fame quarterbacks, but had Hall of Fame quarterback hair.
They really did.
So here's my thought. If you have long hair sticking out of the back of your helmet, it's not bad. But if you have short hair and it never sticks out of your helmet, that's almost always a ticket to never being good. Like no shaved head quarterbacks ever go anywhere in the NFL. No John Kitna, no Matt Hasselbeck is going to win a playoff game.
Now, I'm sure that Trevor Lawrence wants to dispel all,
future
and say that
good quarterback
with
hair,
extremely long hair, you can get there, but he's the last hope for all these extremely long-haired guys.
Who was that guy from a couple years ago? Gardner Minshew. Let's put him on the watch list. He's got the hair. He just needs to be good at being a quarterback now. So that was my thought. Long hair equals potentially Hall of Fame career for quarterbacks. Keep that in mind. Okay, I have a special franchise 1-year deal or practice squad question for you. Trade deadline was last week. However, the ability to claim players off of waivers, a lot of action happened this week. So, franchise 1-year deal or send to the practice squad these 3 options. Cam Newton, Odell Beckham Jr.,
Ooh.
Adrian Peterson.
Okay. Because I think there's more upside to Cam. To Odell.
Hold on before you answer. Let's rank the value of those 3 names. First off, who at highest to lowest value? Does Odell still have the highest value of these 3?
Because of age.
Okay.
You can't say that Adrian Peterson does because of his age and he's a running back. You know what I mean? He's Adrian Peterson is now in Frank Gore territory as far as age. Pretty soon, you know what I mean? And so he may contribute, and that's I'm actually happy he's contributing. But I mean, you can't expect a whole lot from Adrian Peterson.
Okay, that's fair. So you got Odell first.
So I'm gonna rank Odell. I know, but there's been injuries. But I also think that a big thing with Odell is, he hasn't had the best quarterbacks. I'm not sold on Baker Mayfield, so I'm going to give Odell a pass for the last couple seasons in Cleveland. I don't think Baker's been great. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, so
after this game, Odell looks good for leaving Cleveland. Looks like he won the battle of the press.
Odell Beckham basically caught the tail end of Eli's career, right? I mean, Eli was basically done, and we saw an enormous decline in Eli Manning. We saw a decline with the Giants organization. They bring on Daniel Jones, and he can't put like 2
That's
great
fair.
performances together, in a row. And so I'm going to give Odell a slight pass. I'm not,
okay.
And I know there's sometimes the diva attitude and the temper tantrums he throws, and I still can't shake the image of the party boat he was on when then they went on that long losing streak. So I'm going to franchise Odell, give a 1-year deal to Cam because he's a leader, and I'm cutting Adrian Peterson. I hate to say it.
I agree 100% on that. I can see Cam and the Carolina Panthers getting hot, and I can see Cam coming in on those 4th and 2s to take snaps. I can see him coming on short yardage. I see a version of the Taysom Hill usage for Cam on that Carolina team. So I'm gonna agree with you 100%. Franchise Odell, 1-year deal Cam, and Adrian Peterson. Hey, it's been fun. We'll call you if we need you again. Practice squad, Dancing with the Stars. Go to it. Okay, I'm saving the challenge for you till the very end because I have a special one for you this week. And it actually put me in a better mood writing the challenge. So I'm going to save that. Let's go to the Sunday MVP. I think you already know who mine is. Sunday MVP, Taylor Heinicke. He's my Sunday MVP. He took down the giant of Tom Brady. He had a great 4th quarter, Heinicke. He extended the game.
He did with his legs and his arm. Yeah, I'll go there. He made the
throws Tom Brady makes. So I'm giving Sunday MVP to Heinicke, but also Washington. I think Washington's trending up after this week.
I am going to go with, how can you not give the MVP to somebody who touched his first 2 touches in a pro game in a year are their touchdowns? That's MVP lifestyle right there.
That's pretty good. I also like that Cam Newton got the penalty for taking his helmet off after the touchdown to yell at the crowd that he's back. Like it was just like, let me get the most out of my touchdown. How about way too early coach of the year? But by the way, this is getting close to not way too early. It's just too early.
Yeah,
Just,
exactly.
just too early coach of the year. And here was my pick because I don't even know who it is. Whoever the coach is of the Carolina Panthers, I think he's going to be the too early coach of the year. And I don't even know his name.
Okay. Matt Rule. That's who you're looking for.
Matt
Matt
Rule,
Rule.
you're my pick.
Okay. I want to go interesting. Bill Belichick.
Oh, no way. No way. Well, talk me through how there's a path to Bill Belichick winning coach of the year.
Hey, Tom Brady's gone. All of a sudden, with Mac Jones, a rookie quarterback, they're 6-4. I mean that is unbelievable to me that at this point in the season they are 6-4. Okay, so
like, is there criteria for coach of the year? I should have looked this up, but is there any criteria other than just the coach who did well? Can they have not won a Super Bowl? Can they have been? Do they have to be 5 years and under?
I think my opinion,
There probably is,
they
right?
have to be at least playing 500 ball, at least.
It's fair. So they can't go 1-16. Someone should look that up. Who has had the most losingest record and won coach of the year? Have there been any 2-14 years? Have they all been 9-7 type of years? Who has had the worst record and won coach of the year?
I'd have to look that up. We would definitely have to look that up.
All right, I got legal ramifications for you this week. I've been following the Rittenhouse trial this week because it's been, like, as far as court cases go, it's been very interesting as far as court rulings and court proceedings. So I've enjoyed following it. The jury, the case has been given to the jury. I thought they went with closing. Okay, but here's my legal ramifications question. What is the longest time period you've had in a case where the jury is out? And also, what is the shortest time period that it's been where the jury comes back with a decision?
I can answer. The shortest one has been my funnest win. I tried a misdemeanor, and I think the judge retired him to deliberate, and the judge had to pick up her daughter from school. So as soon as they went to deliberate, she was already in arrest. She, like, literally, as soon as the last juror walked out of the courtroom, she ran off the bench to get to the car to leave, right? So she leaves to go pick up her daughter because she's late. And it must have been, she may have made it to the elevators, and the jury knocks. They already had a verdict. So that was real shitty because it took her like an hour to come back, and, like, the verdict was already in.
Really?
So we had to wait for her to come back. I don't think they lasted 2 minutes deliberating. It was a not guilty for a family violence.
And you got the
Yeah,
win.
I got a win.
Would you categorize that win as let's see, what game most represented that win today? Was that a New England Patriots blowout win for you? Was that a KC blowout win?
That was a New England Cleveland.
Okay. Very nice.
And then the one, I think I had a jury out for almost 3 days. Yeah. And they send a whole bunch of notes, and then after you try a full case, it's like at some point you say, oh, are we just gonna call a hung jury? But they kept sending us notes back that we're still working. So even though they would send notes saying it's a deadlock, but they still didn't give up hope, and they worked through to a verdict. I think it was an intox manslaughter, and they came back guilty eventually. But yeah, they were out for almost 3 days.
What goes on in the jury deliberations? So both sides rest. The case is in the jury's hands. They go to deliberate. What do they do in there? Did they?
I have no clue. I mean, we have no idea what they do. I bet you some juries work real hard. Okay, and then they're trying to go through the evidence, and they're trying to recall things and discuss things. I bet you there's juries out there that say, hey, if we stay out tonight, maybe we get a nice place to eat. Who knows? And they get the free dinner. I don't know.
Yeah. What can the jury request during deliberation? Can they request, hey, can you read back this part of the case, or can they look at evidence
they
again?
have to state that there's a material conflict. Like we're in dispute, a material dispute. We are in dispute about what Patrick Ramirez testified to when he was talking about the sounds he heard at 10 o'clock at night. Okay.
About smashing his neighbor's car hood after watching the Kansas City versus Las Vegas.
And then they say, can you read that back to us?
Okay.
So they bring the jury back in, and the court reporter reads it back to them, and that's it. It's funny because you can take notes, but you can't take your notebook back with you to deliberation, which is weird, right? It's like, what would be the whole point of what's the whole point of writing the thing down if you're not going to take it with you?
Wait, so you can take notes during the case, but you leave the notebook?
And then they can request all the evidence. They can say, oh, we want to see the video of the police stop. We want to see the crime scene photos, and we want to go through that, this and that. So they can request all the evidence, and everything that was entered into, they'd have access to.
Got it. Yeah. And then they'll take a vote, and it has to be unanimous, correct? 12.
Yep.
12 all guilty or non-guilty votes in order for a verdict to be submitted. Well, whatever the term is, to is like, okay, to say we have a verdict. So it can be, would you say, how close or how not close to the movie 12 Angry Men do you think it is?
It can be. It can be.
Yeah. So 3 days the longest.
I had a hung jury once on well, they originally charged as a capital murder, but there were some issues there that it was only an aggravated assault. And it was a hung jury the first time we tried it. And I spoke to the foreperson, and it was 11-1 for not guilty. The foreperson was actually the one holdout for guilty. And we got along, even though he voted against me. We got along real well. And then it was weird because I think his grandkids were at my kid's school. And so I'd see him in the hall sometimes because I think he would take his grandkids to school. And he told me one day that it was the most agonizing and it was the worst experience of his life, and that he probably would never do it again.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I can only imagine how ugly they were to him,
I see. Oh, I see what you're saying. They were giving him a hard time for his...
Probably.
He was holding out.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. That's brutal. And also, do you think our jury system is effective? Because it seems the only people who are on juries are people who have nothing to do on Wednesdays. So
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Are these the best people to be judging people's lives? Are they the best? Are they most objective? Or do you think the system works?
I say in jury, so when we talk about juries, I say, you know what? There is no such thing as a perfect system. There is none. But I think in the United States, it's about as close to perfect as it's going to get.
Uh-huh.
So do we always agree? No, but I definitely respect this process over any other country that does it, another way.
What is the one thing you would change to the jury system if you could? To the selection of it, or how we do it, or how we approach a jury of our peers? What if we go like full Minority Report and we just have a group of people who are just purists, and we keep them in a isolated island and we just bring them in to judge every case that comes down the pike because they are the most pure, objective people to judge things?
Yeah, that'd be something. I think if there was just one thing I could, I don't know if I would change something. I don't know if I would change anything. The system seems to work fine. I like it. I don't think there's anything I could change. But who knows? Who knows?
And if you're on a jury, you get money, right? You do get like some small amount of
$30 a day or something like that. It's not a whole lot.
But wouldn't that encourage people to never respond to the jury duty notice? So we're only going to get
what encourages people is an angry judge saying, if you miss jury duty again, I'm going to throw your butt in jail. So that's what gets them to go.
That's true. But what if you it comes in the mail and you just throw it in the trash? Doesn't that happen 1,000 times a day?
I'm sure, but we're going to know that you weren't that. They're going to know, so they could hold you in contempt.
How would they know, though? What if you said, I moved, or it got lost in the mail?
Yeah, well, you better bring proof that you did.
Oh, right. I think I've gotten jury duty like at least once in my life, but I mean, I didn't go. But
Yep.
so I may be a wanted man.
Could
Screw it.
be.
I'm driving to Vegas. I'll blow it all. All right, that was legal ramifications. But Monday night, LA Rams at your San Francisco 49ers. Let's predict. Are the Rams hot or not? Do they win this game in San Francisco? Is this Jimmy G's last go around? Are the 49ers changing their uniforms?
It is going to be a score. I'm going to go with Rams 34, 49ers 13.
Oh, you've lost faith in your team this year.
Yeah, I did.
Not even a cover. I'm going to go high scoring. I think the 49ers have offense this week. Last week was underdog Sunday, so this week should be back to normal. So let's go Rams win 24-17. I'm going to say we have a weird low-scoring Monday night game. And Garoppolo does just enough for us to call him the starter next week.
Okay.
I think that's his whole career. He does just enough for us to say, like, he's good. He's good enough. All right, we're in agreement. LA Rams win tomorrow. All right, we're finishing off this week with the challenge. Every week we have a challenge. Every week I have a new game for you. But this week, the Sunday night game was in Las Vegas, Nevada. So this week, I am going to give you 3 movies that have some Las Vegas connection. And you are going to try, number 1, guess the movie I'm describing. And number 2, you're going to try and guess the Rotten Tomatoes score of this movie.
Ooh, okay.
All right. 1 sentence from this movie. Let's see if you can guess it. Jump in when you think you know it. Movie number 1. Driving a red convertible across the desert with a suitcase full of drugs.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
From 1998, the movie is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. You got it. You're 1 for 1. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. What do you think its Rotten Tomatoes score is? We're talking Johnny Depp. We're talking the height of Johnny Depp.
I'm going to go only because I don't think it was that great a movie, but I know the way the Rotten Tomatoes works. I'm going to go just because of the sheer star power. It got at least a 75.
Going 75, final answer?
Final answer.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is rotten at 50%.
Ooh, yeah, it was a bad movie.
You gave it a 75.
No, well, I mean, I thought that because I thought sometimes it's real weird, but a bad movie can score high, and sometimes I wonder if it's just because of the star power.
Yeah, I think the critics hammered this one a little bit because of the drugs. 1998. I think they liked Johnny Depp enough, but they hammered this movie 50%, and it's rotten. All right, you got the movie right, but you're minus 25 as far as your points.
Yep.
Okay, movie number 2. Description. A low-level mobster has early success in Las Vegas, but problems occur with his enforcer, his ex-hustler wife, and corrupt politicians.
Wow. I don't know.
No guess? Take me through your thought process. What do you think? What movies?
Low-level mobster. Casino.
From 1995.
Yeah, I can't believe you're right. After I walked through the clues again, it's Casino.
You got it. Casino, 1995. All right, Casino, Rotten Tomatoes score.
94.
94? Casino is fresh at 79.
Casino was a fantastic movie.
Yeah, where do you stand in Casino? That's right in this height of mobster interest. Like, we love Goodfellas, we love The Godfather, 1, 2, and 3.
That was one of Scorsese's masterpieces, I thought.
And also, this was De Niro and Joe Pesci just throwing strikes all movie long. Just throwing heat, shooting guys, getting crushed in the face with vices and shit, breaking thumbs.
My favorite part was how because I was so envious, and that's how I wanted to work. How when that commissioner went to go see Robert De Niro's character wearing any pants while he's waiting in his office because he wants to keep the crease in his nice baby blue pants.
Yeah.
And I thought it was awesome how he wasn't wearing any pants. Like I thought when you could work like that, you made it. You've absolutely made
it. Vegas is an interesting tie-in with mobsters because at some point in the 60s, they all figured, hey, Vegas is uncharted territory. Let's all move there. Let's all start claiming our stakes in Vegas. And that was a big reason of how Vegas grew and grew. And also, you know what I like about the movie Casino is that Robert De Niro is so stoic. He's so demure. He's so to the point. And yet he gets involved with the Sharon Stone ex-prostitute wife who could not be more of a just monkey wrench in his entire life. Their wedding night, she's calling exes. She's messed up all the time. I feel bad for Robert De Niro in that movie. I feel like their relationship was doomed from the start. All right, final movie. Here is your description. During International Elvis Week, ex-cons attempt to steal $3.2 million, leaving a hotel in ruins and a large body count.
Leaving Graceland, right? Or 3,000 miles to Graceland.
From 2001, the movie is 3,000 miles to Graceland. I didn't think you were going to get that one. Yeah. Is this a Costner thing? Is that how you know that?
Yeah. That's it.
That's not a great movie.
No, because it's Costner because after this I got to watch my Yellowstone episode.
Yes, yeah. That's why I threw this in there. I was like, let me test his Costner knowledge. What do you think is the best Costner movie? Are we thinking JFK? Are we thinking Field of Dreams or something out of nowhere like, no, Bull Durham's not out of nowhere.
No, it's not. No, it's not out of nowhere. But I think it's Field of Dreams. Wow.
Yeah, what do you think the best one is? JFK is more of an ensemble. Field of Dreams is pretty hard to beat. I forgot Dances with Wolves. That's probably the answer, right?
Huge. Robin Hood.
Robin Hood was height of his powers for sure. Dances with Wolves and Robin Hood were huge movies to come out. I was thinking his most ultimate, like what would I want to see him do one more sports movie. Like a good sport. I want to see him do one more.
Not like Draft Day. Draft Day I didn't think it was good.
The Draft Day did not come through to me. I didn't like it all. Right. Dennis Leary's wearing Cleveland Browns sweater vests. It didn't work for me. It didn't make any sense at all. So you're gonna go Dances with Wolves? I think that's probably the right pick.
Yeah.
Okay. And 3,000 Miles to Graceland. Not a great movie. Did you see this one?
38.
You going 38 final answer?
That was a terrible movie.
3,000 Miles to Graceland is rotten at 14%.
Man, I was way off with all these.
Your heart was in the right place, but you didn't punish it quite enough.
Yeah.
Would you give it 30 something? Yeah, it's not 30 something. That movie is terrible. You got Kurt Russell, Kevin Costner. This reeks of a money grab.
Yeah.
Well, surprisingly, you got all three movies correct, and yet you guessed in the right category of all those scores, yet you were just off by 25 plus in every actual score.
There you go.
Not bad, though. Three movies that are tied to Las Vegas, or as I've known it on Sunday night, the bane of my existence for Sunday Night Football, where I told Al Michaels to shut up halfway through quarter number 3. Well, we did it all. We talked the games. We predicted Monday night. You talked me off a ledge. I think I can make it through Monday, given this embarrassing loss. So, for the Sunday night talk for Omar Carmona, who was on his way to watch Yellowstone, this was Week 10. Thank you, Omar. See you next week.
Good night.
Okay, that is it. That is the show. That is the Sunday night talk for Week 10 in the NFL. A lot happened, and yet a lot did not happen, too. What am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's a lot of games to be played, but yet, thankfully, Omar talked me off my NFL ledge. I feel like I can make it through at least Monday with my sanity, even though I'm disappointed in my team. I feel like I say this every year, too. I say, okay, let's get a wildcard spot. It's possible, right? It could happen. Hey, they gave one more wildcard spot to the NFL teams this year. That could be us. And yet, now, that wildcard spot seems millions of miles away. I feel like I put it all on black, and I came up empty. Thank you. Hey, what did you think about the Rotten Tomatoes challenge? Omar goes 3 for 3 on the picks, and yet he was far off on all his critics' scores. Maybe I'll keep that in mind. Keep it in the Sunday Night Talk. New themes coming up. The Sunday Night Talk comes out every Sunday night, so you can always check it out. Previous weeks are up there. Not to mention my Running It Back interview series is on the same YouTube channel. So if you want more of me, you go there. You know where to find it. There's some great interviews on there that are timeless, funny, telling, and of course entertaining to everybody who listens to them. So go check them out. You will like it. The Sunday Night Talk, Week 10. I want to thank you for listening, and I want to thank Omar Carmona as well. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.